This is the 2025 Mercedes Benz AMG GLE 63 S Coupe. Is there anything missing? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport. We're going to take a good look, an in-depth look at this GLE 63S in today's video. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. Being that it's an AMG, you're going to have that classic look with the AMG grille. A little bit of chrome here. What do you think about that? Should that be blacked out? What is your personal preference where that's concerned? The nice large Mercedes-Benz logo. You can see your forward-facing camera right here. We also have the logo up here on the hood. We'll give you a good look at that. And as we work our way down here, the design of the front end really works for what this is and what it represents as far as all the power goes. Everything here is active as far as our vents go, the upper and the lower grille. You might think this area should be, but that's not really designed to be active, so not a big deal where that's concerned. And you can see the nice large openings right here. With all that horsepower under the hood, you definitely need some air flowing in to help things out. Full LED lighting, in fact, really on the wrong side here, but I do have the turn signal indicator turned on this side. That is also LED. LED headlights, daytime running lights. The only thing missing here as far as your lighting goes is fog lights. There are no fog lights on this model, on the GLE period. Tell me what your thoughts are where that is concerned. We're gonna have 4MATIC all-wheel drive. Definitely going to be able to handle the curves and enjoy driving spiritedly when you want to. You can see those nice large brake calipers and the rotors there. The red brake calipers definitely fit with this exterior color and this wheel. AMG logo is also going to be on there, a little bit hard to see. We'll try and give you the best view we can with the bright Louisiana sunshine. And you know what's under the hood by the logo right here, the biturbo V8. And besides 4MATIC all-wheel drive, you also have active ride control suspension that's going to keep the vehicle nice and level going through the corners, again on those spirited drives. How about your tire and wheel size? Let's take a look at what we have here. We're going to have 285 on our width here on the front tires. Nice wide tire, a lot of grip. 40 series sidewall wrapped around the 22-inch wheels. The width on the back tires a little bit wider, 325. We're going to have a 35 series sidewall and again wrapped around the 22-inch wheels. You also have a full-size spare. When it comes to your side view mirrors, you're going to have every feature here that I know all of you want. Turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable. They are also going to be power folding. We'll push the button right here to show you how that works. There we go, right there. And all I did in that case was push this button. Now that's going to happen when you lock and unlock the vehicle. They'll fold and unfold. The one thing I am a little surprised at not being here is soft closed doors. At the price point, you would think that would be here. What do you think about that? For most people, maybe that's not a big deal. But I just want to tell you a little bit about what's here and what's not here. Body color and chrome for the door handles. And we'll have our silver assist steps. You really don't need those to get in, but it does give this GLE a little bit lower profile look to it. And it is nice to know that it's there in case somebody needs it. And with this being the coupe, you're going to have the Sportback look. Gives it a little bit more of a sporty look. You do lose a little bit of cargo space, but not a ridiculous amount. We're gonna have the spoiler built in right here. That definitely works well. And LED taillights to finish things off. The AMG badge, the GLE 63S badge, also here on the rear. Now, what about the exhaust? This is performance exhaust, but you'll find that the exhaust is not actually connected to these outlets. But you know what? Personally, I'd rather have the outlets here because it just looks right, especially on something that makes as much horsepower as this particular model does. Under the hood, we find the 4-liter biturbo V8, a handcrafted engine built by hand, and we're making 603 horsepower and 627 pounds-feet of torque. Made it to an AMG speed shift, 9-speed automatic transmission. And I know you likely aren't too concerned about MPGs if you're going to buy this particular model, but if I don't show it, somebody is going to ask what it is, so I might as well show it anyway. 14 city, 19 highway, 16 combined, 6.2 gallons of gas for every 100 miles driven. You're going to definitely use a lot of gas if you keep your foot in it on a regular basis with all that horsepower. So how much gas can you fill the gas tank with? This is a 22.5 gallon gas tank. Here is the remote for your GLE 63S. You've got lock, unlock, panic button, and you can open and close the power tailgate right there. Now you'll notice remote start is not here. That doesn't mean it's not available. It's just in the Mercedes Me app that you can use on your cell phone. And as far as towing goes, you can tow a pretty impressive 7,700 pounds. Now there are a number of ways to gain access to this rear cargo area. We can push on the Mercedes logo right there. There's the button on the remote, a button on the interior, or I can just kick my foot underneath the bumper like that and everything opens up. And what about your cargo capacity numbers? Well, here's what they are: 31.5 to 33.3 to 74.9 cubic feet. You can see how everything looks with the rear seats lowered. You also have your cargo cover right here, and there is a 12-volt power outlet back here if you need something to be powered. Cargo lighting right here, kind of underneath, hidden away, but you know what? That's actually not a bad thing because that's going to light the area up back here that you need. But that's not the only way you can set things up. As far as the seats go, there is one more little trick to take advantage of your cargo space. Here's that little trick I was talking about earlier. If we push the button right here, you can see it right there. I'm going to push that. You can create a pass-through. That allows for still room for two rear seat passengers back here, but you can still have something that fits through here if needed. So that makes things very easy to deal with. The not unusual to have, but it's here, so I might as well tell you about it in case someone wonders. Fold down armrest with the cup holders built in right there. Nice finishes everywhere we look. It looks high performance all throughout the interior with the red contrast stitching and our black and red exclusive Napa leather. Large armrest, large door bin, and we also have some space here with the rear seat pockets in addition to the space that we have here on the rear of the center console. Not much space there, but you could probably fit a candy bar or something in there. I don't know, whatever you're having. Maybe a protein bar for you bodybuilders out there. And something that I know is very popular with most people these days, they want rear seat vents, rear air conditioning vents back here. You have that. You also have a couple of USB options, and you can see some of the ambient lighting. There is a ton of ambient lighting here in the interior. Also, right underneath here, I don't know how well you can see that. It looks like it's showing up on the screen quite nicely. And this rear seat area is nice and spacious. It does depend, obviously, on where the front seats are located. But as far as how everything is set up right now, I have plenty of room. In fact, sorry to get my hand on the shot. Here's how much space I have above my head at 5'10". I am sitting straight up. So if you're over 6 feet tall, you definitely need to call shotgun or grab that remote that I showed you earlier, and then you can sit right here. What about the sticker price? $139,880. Let's see what else you get beyond what I've already shown you. You will see all of the controls for your seat. For the passenger side over here, we have all of the different settings. Everything is adjustable. 3 settings for seat memory. They're also heated and ventilated. And you have lumbar support with both the driver and the passenger seats. However, that's all adjusted here in the infotainment screen. Over here on the driver's side, the same basic setup of what we already saw with those typical exceptions of the controls right here for your power mirrors and your power windows. You can lock and unlock the windows if you want to. And right down there is that button I told you about earlier that you can use to open and close that power tailgate back there. If you're looking for the power parking brake, here is its location, and you will also find everything for controlling your headlights right there and tail lights. You can just set that to auto, no big deal. The nice steering wheel, we've got our control here for our driving modes. Depending on what mode you're in, you'll see what's going on there. We have Sport and Sport Plus, and we can also go through everything here on the screen as well. You have Comfort, Individual, Slippery, if you're on slippery roads. There you go, you can deal with that. And I don't know how well you can hear it, but here is the exhaust. We'll give you a better listen or sound on that later on in the video. And over here you can control the exhaust as well. So depending on what's going on there, you can change that with the button right here if you want to do that. There's a lot you can do with these steering wheel mounted controls. Also the paddle shifters right here for working your way back and forth through that 9-speed automatic transmission. Now you can see the nice sporty look with the instrument cluster right here. I'm going to hit the home button. If I wanted to change that, then I can just use the area right here to scroll my way over depending on what I want. We can change that. We can go in and reset the G-force values if you want to. And you can see the different looks for the dashboard. You can go with classic or the instrument cluster, whatever you want to call that. If you want to have navigation up there, well, you can do that. It's really simple to use this system, but I'm going to show you a few little things here anyway. In my opinion, this is the best look. Tell me what you think. Which look do you like most? And your shifter will be over here on the right hand side, and you'll control the windshield wipers here. And also there's another function that this lever controls too. Some of you know about that, and some of you don't. I'll leave it at that. You have a power adjustable, tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. There is the control for doing that, so you can adjust everything perfectly. A very comfortable steering wheel. And real quick, go ahead and take a look at our upper console. Here's how you're going to use the power shade right here if you want to open that, and obviously control the position of the sunroof, whether that's open or closed. And you can see what else is up there. Pretty easy to figure that out. Also the glove box right here, which is locked. I'm not going to unlock that, but that's locked for some reason. So let's talk about one of the main areas of attraction, the center screen. Very easy to deal with. You have the MBUX here where you can say things. Well, let's do this. Hey Mercedes,
how may I help you?
What can I ask you?
I can help you operate different functions easily and intuitively. You can see some examples here. Give it a try. If you don't know how to do more, you can say help at any time, and I can explain what you can do.
And we'll take a look at what else you're going to find here. There's a lot. I'm not going to go into massive detail, but I just want to do kind of a highlight here of everything. You do have your built-in navigation. That's a very popular question. A lot of people like to know about that, but you can pair your smartphone, do that wirelessly. So if you want to use an app off of your phone, no big deal. You can see we have phone right there, radio, media, MB apps, a lot going on there. Mercedes Me, you can see your browser. But what I like is you really don't need me to tell you too much about this because you can use the hunt and peck method like I said. Now, you do have the massage function here, so that's nice to have. We can go right here to use that depending on what we want to use, whether it's wave massage or classic massage, whatever it is. And right here, when we go to seat, right there, I told you, there is lumbar support. So if you need to change that or the side bolstering, you can change all of those things. It's so nice to see that. And with your ambient lighting, you can change the color, the brightness, make sure that's at 100% or 10, which is the highest. Same basic thing, I guess, right? And your effects, depending on what you want going on there, you can turn things on and off. And we'll go back here and I'll show you this. There are multiple colors that are preset that you can choose from right here. And we'll see if we can get into a darker atmosphere later on to show you the ambient lighting. I don't know for sure that I can, but we'll see what happens. So if it doesn't happen, then you know that I just couldn't get in where I needed to go. But there are a total, as you can see right here, of 64 different colors. And they do a great job of lighting the interior here in this GLE. Now, we're going to go back here. We're going to scroll over one more time. Off-road? Really? Yep, you can do a little bit of light off-roading here and see what's going on with the GLE. And notice right here that as I turn the steering wheel, did you notice how the wheels turned right there? So if you are in a situation where maybe, let's say, we've got the steering wheel turned like this, it looks like it's turned straight, but you can see that the wheels are pointed to the left. So depending on what's going on and how much is going on, that could be quite useful for your situation. Now, something that I like here also, how about your AMG performance? What do you have right here? Well, you can see what's going on with the vehicle. You can go here with the engine and see what's going on. And we can't see everything here because I'm not on the road, but you can see a little bit right there with horsepower and pounds-feet of torque over here, horsepower right there. You can do that as well. and your consumption. So telemetry is basically what we have right here, giving you some information on what's going on with the vehicle. But here is what I like the most. If you want to get out on the track, and here's what's funny, how many vehicles do you see that have a warning on here that says activation and use only on closed off tracks? So in other words, you shouldn't be doing this when you're out on the road, right? We're not going to do that today, but I'm going to tell you about it and show you what's here. So here's the cool thing about it. If you're on a road course, you can set things up and go out there and get all the information you need right there. You can also time yourself out on the drag strip if you want to. It's simple to use this. I'm not going to be able to demonstrate it because we're not going to do that today. Don't want to get in any kind of trouble. And here's the telemetry. Really, this is the true telemetry I was talking about earlier. We saw some of the consumption, but this gives you even more information right here. So if you know anything about the sport of drag racing, it's almost like having a race pack onboard computer in your Mercedes Benz GLE. So there you go. Really, really cool, neat things. We can go into settings right here. We'll get rid of that. And you can see some of the other features here. How about your collision assistance? Not to help you to have a collision, but to avoid it, obviously. You can see the likeness of your GLE right there. And you have active brake assist and blind spot assist. You can go into your settings right here. You can turn that on and off. You can use it however you want to, early, medium, or late. So depending on your situation, your personal preferences, well, there you go, you can do that. And vehicle right here, we've got light, system, all of that's going to be here, info. I said we're going to run through this as fast as we can, so I'm trying to do that. And to manage your devices, there you go right there. And we have our dual zone climate control, so easy to figure out. You control your fan speed right here, temperature here and here. That's probably doesn't need too much explanation. Now we have the nice cover right here that we can draw forward to hide everything away, or you can expose your wireless charging pad, and a couple of USB options in addition to your cup holders right here. Now, for those of you who are cringing because I'm putting fingerprints on the screen right there, guess what? You still have a trackpad right here. So you can rest your hand right here and then run your fingers around as you need to and select whatever it is you need to see right there. So you can do that, pretty easy to figure out. Maybe takes a little bit of getting used to, I don't know, depends on who you are. Maybe you're coming from an older Mercedes Benz model and you're used to that. You're used to not having a touch screen, such as this MBUX setup that's been in these models since 2021. And what about our cameras? They are everywhere. You can see everything you need to see here, literally all around the vehicle. So you can also work your way around on the screen just like that. If you need to change the positioning, maybe see in front from that particular viewpoint, see on the sides, whatever it is. You also have your overhead view right there. And obviously when you go into reverse, you're going to have the backup camera come on. What about center console storage space? We'll hit the button right here and open the bomb bay doors. This little tray right here, you can slide that back and forth, or you can just remove that if you want to and maximize your available space. If you're wondering where the button is to turn off the auto stop start, it's right here next to the button to start and shut down the engine. There was so much going on earlier. I told you about a lot of things. I forgot one important point, and that is the fact that there is a head-up display. You can obviously go in and adjust that if you need to, all kinds of different settings on that. So we're going to start out in comfort mode here with our test drive today. The good thing about it is that it really doesn't matter what the situation is. You've got the driving mode for it. If you just want to enjoy a nice leisurely drive at the best comfortable setting possible, well, obviously comfort mode is going to do that for you. You do have individual where you can go in and configure everything however you want to. But just being here in comfort mode, let's listen and see what it sounds like. Not a bad exhaust note, but definitely not the best exhaust note. For those of you who are looking for the V8s under the hood, well, obviously this is the model that you need to be considering. A 63 is definitely going to deliver where that is concerned, but obviously we want to go all the way over here to Sport mode. Sport Plus is what I'm going to go into right here, and let's just get up here just a little bit. Make sure no one's going to pull out in front of me before I step on it too hard. I don't know if you can hear those exhaust crackles, but it's definitely putting them out. A really nice sound. And I tell you what, I just love how the ride levels itself out. The vehicle just levels out on the suspension, and it really gives you that nice feeling of confidence as you're cruising down the road to drive the way you need to drive. Depending on what you want to do, you can handle it. You can go through the curves at a little bit higher speed and not have to touch the brakes necessarily. It's just so much fun, but it's also very practical at the same time. So depending on your situation, it's a great daily driver for commuting back and forth to work or whatever you're doing. And you can just drive it like you would normally. You don't have to have your foot in it all the time, and well, you won't use up as much fuel that way. Very comfortable, that's for sure. I like how you can adjust the bolstering with these seats and everything else that's adjustable here. Heated and ventilated, massage function. You just can't beat that. So we're going to slow down just a little bit here. Just get a little bit more of an exhaust clip right there. Don't want to go too crazy. Not much room to do too much anyway. But I like how this cabin is laid out. The interior is so nice, easy to get to everything, but don't forget, you have that MBUX system where you can talk to you-know-who. I better not say it or she's going to respond when I don't really need her to. But you can use voice commands for so many different things, ask all the different questions, practically an endless amount of all of those things that make this such a fun vehicle to drive. But I love the fact you have all this great technology here, but it's nothing overly complicated. Plenty of room, especially here in the front seat, like I said earlier in the video. For those of you who are over 6 feet tall, especially if you're going to be a driver, you can definitely fit here in the front seat with no problem. The seats offering adjustability. One thing I forgot to mention earlier in the video is the fact that you also, while you can adjust these front seats, you can't recline the back seats. That is a question I get from people sometimes about things like that. I want to make sure that I cover that. So a little bit of a surprise in the respect of the price point, but that's just the way it's set up, the way the vehicle is built. There is some recline built into those seats, but you can't change it. And there it is, the 2025 Mercedes Benz GLE AMG 63S. Besides being a mouthful to say, tell me what your thoughts are on this particular model. I'm always curious to receive your feedback. Is there anything missing? If so, tell me what you think it is. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Mercedes Benz of Shreveport for loaning me this GLE for the day so I could tell you all about it. I also want to say a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.